Today on MTG Unpacked we're taking a look at the KeyForge Starter Set. So this is the new Richard Garfield game, with the first set being Call of the Archons. So let's take a look at this, and I actually thought I was out of luck because these were selling for about 70 bucks on eBay. The retail price is only $39.99. And I was lucky enough to find it on Cool Stuff Inc. So quickly ordered that. Got it the other day. So what do we have here? Enter a world where anything is possible in this exciting game where no two decks are alike. Two players race to forge keys to unlock the hidden vaults of the Crucible, etc, etc. And we get a Radiant Argus, the Supreme deck, a Miss Onyx Censorious deck, so those are two pre-constructed decks, two unique Archon decks, 6 key tokens, 26 Ember tokens, 22 damage tokens, 10 power status cards, 10 stun cards, status cards, 2 chain tracker cards and tokens, and 1 quick start rulebook. So got a whole bunch of stuff here. Let's get stuck into it, and I'll get these planeswalkers out the way because there will be no blessing of packs today. It's a completely different concept here. They have every deck is unique other than obviously the pre-constructed ones they have in this box. So let's crack this open. Okay, what do we get here? Welcome to the Crucible. So they tell you a bit about setting things up. This is a quick start guide, how to win the game. So you've got to forge the keys. Okay, this is a whole like poster thing. How to play, various steps of the terms, and playing cards, using cards, discarding cards, and a bit about the unique decks. So these things are flying off the shelves. I actually think a lot of LGSs were taken by surprise because it was more popular than I thought. So this is put together by Fantasy Flight Games, developed by Richard Garfield. So this is another, okay, so this is like a mini rulebook. They have a newer version. Oh, actually no, this looks like, this is a catalog. Okay, I thought this was going to be a rulebook. Nope, just purely advertising. Alright, so we won't spend any more time on that. And here's some fairly thick cardboard. So we have these double-sided tokens. So I imagine the 1s, the 3s, the 5s are the damage tokens. The yellow stuff is Ember. And then here we have the keys, or Amber I should call it. They've got some weird spelling of it. And what else do we get here? 2 decks. We'll crack open those. Hopefully there'll be time in this video to do it. If not, we'll do it in another one. And then we have the pre-constructed decks. So every deck has 37 cards, I believe. 36 actual playable cards, and then you have the card that gives you the identity of your deck. That's it. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of packaging here. So let us get stuck into the decks here. Hopefully these will be fairly easy to open. I know I've had a bit of trouble with some of this stuff in the past. So let's cut the deck here. That is part of the other one, and you'll notice each of the decks has a special design. We have different houses and a unique name. So these ones are just pre-constructed fixed names, but the others, as we will see, are very different. So let's take a look at this one. Radiant Argus the Supreme. We have the houses Logos, Sanctum, and Untamed. Let's see what we get in here. So we start off with the Untamed Witch of the Eye. This is a creature, human witch, 3 power, reap, return a card from your discard pile to your hand. Hunting Witch. 2 power human witch. Each time you play another creature, gain 1 amber. And a couple of things about the cards here. The rarity symbol is here, so the round circle, that's just a common. You have the name, artist, and then you have the power or strength and shielding here. So this one has no shielding. Next up we have a Niffle Queen, whatever that is. So 6 power, each other friendly beast creature gets +1 power. Each other friendly Niffle creature gets +1 power. This one is a uncommon, I believe. Next up we have a Niffle Ape, 3 power. While Niffle Ape is attacking, ignore, taunt, and elusive. So some other keywords there that we'll have to look up before we start playing as we become familiar with our decks. So we get 2 of these guys. Next we have a Snuffle Gator. What the heck is that? Power 4. It's a creature beast. Skirmish. When you use this creature to fight, it is dealt no damage in return. Alright. Pretty cool name. So we get a couple of those. Next we have a Dust Pixie. Creature fairy. And just checking the cards here. So this one, you get 2 amber there for playing it. I think it's just a fairly simple 1 power creature. You get 1 amber for this one. Regrowth action play. Return a creature from your discard pile to your hand. 1 amber for this one. Lost in the Woods. It's an action play. Choose 2 friendly creatures and 2 enemy creatures. Shuffle each chosen creature into its owner's deck. Full Moon. Action play for the remainder of the turn. Gain 1 amber each time you play a creature, and you get 1 amber for that one. And just checking, I don't think I went past any rares here. So Full Moon, cooperative hunting play, deal 1 damage for each friendly creature in play. You may divide this damage among any number of creatures. Okay, we move on to the next house. So I believe this is the Logos. Protect the Weak. So you get an amber. This is an upgrade. This creature gets +1 armor and gains taunt. This creature's neighbors cannot be attacked unless they have taunt. And did this one have, just to double check, oh, it's not Logos. Okay. So that one's Sanctum. I can hear the KeyForge players saying, no, it's Sanctum, what are you doing? Okay, well, I haven't really played this yet, so I'm still figuring things out. Next we have a Staunch Knight, 4 power, 2 shielding. Okay, that's interesting. Creature Human Knight, Staunch Knight gets +2 power while it's on a flank. So the flank, so when you put the card at each end of the player's battle line. 4 power Sergeant Zakiel, 1 shielding play, so he's a Human Knight. You may ready and fight with a neighboring creature. So that creature can be from any house. Raiding Knight, so 4 power creature, 2 shooting. Play, capture 1 amber. So capturing amber is taken from the opponent's pool, placed on this creature. If this creature leaves play, return that amber to your opponent. So got to hang on to that as much as you can. We get 2 of these. Lady Maxina, creature, Night Spirit, 5 strength, 2 shooting play, stun a creature. So you put a stun status card on that creature. And did we, I don't know, did we see those status cards yet? I don't know that we have, unless I've missed them. Maybe they're in here. Action, return Lady Maxina to its owner's hand. Champion Anaphil, 6 power, 1 shooting, taunt. So this creature's neighbors cannot be attacked unless they have taunt. And I'm not seeing any rares here so far, so let's continue. Hallowed Blaster. Okay, so we have this concept of artifacts. This is a weapon, action, heal 3 damage from a creature. Damage is healed by removing that damage from the creature. So you have those damage tokens you put on there. This one, Terms of Redress, you get an amber for it. Action, play, choose a friendly creature to capture 2 amber. Shield of Justice, we also get some amber. Play for the remainder of the turn, each friendly creature cannot be dealt damage. Cleansing Wave, play it, heal 1 damage from each creature, gain 1 amber for each creature healed this way. What do you think of the artwork here? It's sort of got this cartoony, science fiction-y / fantasy style. I initially was not that impressed, so we get a couple of these guys. But it seems to be growing on me. Okay, so this house we have next is Logos. Okay, so just getting used to those. So Logos, we have Mother, power 5, it's creature, robot scientist. During your draw card step, refill your hand to 1 additional card. Quixo the Adventurer, in quotes. 3 strength, human scientist, has skirmish. When you use this creature to fight, it is dealt no damage in return. That's pretty cool. Fight, draw a card. Dr. Escoterra, 4 strength creature, cyborg scientist, play, gain 1 amber for each forge key your opponent has. 5 strength Doc Bookton, human scientist, reap, draw a card. So it looks like they're working on a robot here. That's interesting. Bat Drone, wonder if there's a Batman in here. 2 strength, probably not. Robot with skirmish, and you fight, steal 1 amber. So stolen amber is taken from your opponent's pool and added to your own. So we get a couple of those. Library of Babel, artifact, location, so action, draw a card. Wild Wormhole, so an action, play the top card of your deck. Play it no matter what house it's from. You get an amber for this guy. Pretty funny. And I think I'm getting my piles messed up here. So we have the 3 of those. Okay, so we get 2 wild wormholes. That seems like a good deal. You get an amber for this one. Twin Bolt Emission, action, play, deal 2 damage to a creature and deal 2 damage to a different creature. Library access, action, play for the remainder of the turn. Each time you play another card, draw a card. Dimension Door, that's pretty cool. Action, play for the remainder of the turn. Any amber you would gain from reaping is stolen from your opponent instead. Nice. Okay, so here we have the complete deck list, and normally you'll find on these KeyForge decks they have a QR code in the corner. You can scan that into the KeyForge Master Vault app and it will add your deck there. You also get some amber for doing so. Nobody really knows what that is for, but if you accumulate, I think if you did 18 decks, that's supposed to unlock some sort of reward, so we'll find out about that eventually. So this is the first of the example decks here. Presumably they've got a variety of different houses and stuff here. So this one, if I can see it, we had Logos, Sanctum and Untamed. Okay, I see what they're doing. And then this second deck we have Miss Onyx Censorious. You get Brobnar, Dis and Shadows. So 3 different houses, hopefully getting you used to the different play styles here. And here we go. Okay, I thought this one was a little bit thicker than the other one, so that explains where those other cards went. Okay, so before we get on to that deck, let's take a look at these cards. So we have, let's see, we got a +1 power. This creature gets 1 power. Okay, it's double-sided, so we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, a lot of those, 8, 9, 10 of those. Okay, so it's +1 power. Then the stun cards, when this creature is used, it does nothing other than discard all stun counters on it. So it's temporarily stunned, so you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, okay. So 10 of those, a lot of stunned creatures. Here's the chain tracker. So when you're doing your draws, the idea with chains is you'll have a counter you'll put on here. Actually, those ones, I don't know if you can see them in the corner here. So those are for the tracking of chains. So when you get chains, that's a mechanic where as you get chains, depending on how many chains you have, you either draw 1 less card, 2 less, 3 less, or 4 less. So it's sort of like a handicapping mechanism built into the game. So that should prove to be interesting. If you have 2 very differently powered decks, you can cripple one to make the games more even and exciting. Alright, so those are our various tracking cards. Next, let's go through this other. So we have Brobnar, Dis, and Shadows. Alright, we start off with Shadows. We have this Urchin. 1 power, is an elf thief, has elusive. The first time this creature is attacked each turn, no damage is dealt. You play it, still 1 amber. Alright, so we have 2 urchins. Silvertooth. And what was this house again? It's going to take me some getting used to. So this is Shadows. Silvertooth Elf Thief enters play ready. Shadow Self. So this is a creature spectre. Shadow Self deals no damage when fighting. 9 strength. Damage dealt to non-spectre neighbors is dealt to Shadow Self instead. Nice. Alright, Dodger. 5 power Elf Thief. Fight, you steal 1 amber. Noddy the Thief. Who comes up with these names? 2 power elusive. Action is steal 1 amber. Bad Penny. 1 power. When it's destroyed, you return it to your hand. So it just keeps on coming back. Seeker Needle. Action, deal 1 damage to a creature. If this damage destroys that creature, gain an amber. Too much to protect, so we get an amber here. And its play, still all but 6 of your opponent's amber. Greediness. Seems like a good one. This one you also get an amber. Poison Wave, deal 2 damage to each creature. Nerve Blast. Steal an amber if you do deal 2 damage to a creature. So we get a couple of those. And what is your favorite house? If you have played KeyForge, do you have a particular favorite house? Leave a note in the comments. Okay, so moving on to Dis. This is the next house in this deck. 3 power Toxin. So he's a demon. I like the spelling there. Reap, your opponent discards a random card from their hand. The Terror. This is a creature, Demon Knight, 5 power play. If your opponent has no amber, gain 2 amber. Stealer of Souls. So 6 power, this is a beefy dude. After an enemy creature is destroyed, fighting Stealer of Souls, purge that creature and gain 1 amber. 5 power, we have Shula. I nearly said Schooler. Demon, here's play. If your opponent has 4 amber or more, steal an amber. Get a Dust Imp. 2 power, creature imp, gain 2 amber when it's destroyed. So we get a couple of those guys. And I'm not sure, are there any limits on the number of cards in a deck? I would assume not. But the algorithm's probably going to balance things out a bit. 4 power, Charette. Demon, play, capture 3 amber. It's interesting artwork there. Dominator, Bauble. Item, action, use a friendly creature. So that creature may be from any house. Mind Barb. Got this little alien guy here. You get an amber. Your opponent discards a random card from their hand. We get a couple of Mind Barbs. Hand of Dis. This is an action. Play, destroy a creature that is not on a flank. The flank is either end of a player's battle line. Fear. Action, play, return an enemy creature to its owner's hand. And then we move on to Brobnar. So that's this house. I think it's supposed to be like a aggro type house. So you get an amber. This creature gets +5 power. This is an upgrade. Blood of Titans. Craziness. Smash. Giant. 5 power. Play stunner creature. So you put one of those status cards on the creature, temporarily disabling it. Headhunter, another giant, 5 power, fight, gain an amber. We get 2 of those, alright. 5 power, Ganger Chieftain. So this is a giant play. You may ready and fight with a neighboring creature. We get a couple of these guys. 6 power, Valder, giant. So this must be the House of Giants. Valder deals 2 damage while attacking an enemy creature on the flank. Gauntlet of Command. This is an artifact item. Action, ready and fight with a friendly creature. And this is something I've noticed. There don't appear to be any rare cards. Everything's like a common or uncommon. And no Mavericks either. The Mavericks are where a card is outside of its house. And you'll see that there's like a special triangle symbol up in the corner. But we don't have any of those here. War Song. Action, play for the remainder of the turn. Gain an amber for each time a friendly creature fights. Punch. That's very simple and effective. Gain an amber. Play it. Deal 3 damage to a creature. Look at this guy. Loot the bodies. It's an action. Play for the remainder of the turn. Gain an amber for each time an enemy creature is destroyed. And we have Anger. It's an action. Play, ready and fight with a friendly creature. And that is it. So here is the complete deck list for this one. So I'm curious how the power of these decks are. I'm guessing they're pretty underpowered. Good for playing against each other, getting an idea of the concepts of the game, but probably not much more than that. And we are way over time here, so I will be cracking these in a separate video, or maybe 2 videos. So these are the KeyForge decks that came with the box. They're going to be totally random, so whatever is in these, you will not necessarily, actually, I can say categorically, you won't get what's in here because the names are totally unique for every deck. So there's no deck building here. What you get is what you get in the box. So in the future videos, I'll mention if these came from the starter set. So that will be interesting to see what we actually got. So stay tuned for that. So what do you think of this starter set? Leave a note in the comments. Do you think it's worth picking up? These things are sort of cheap. I mean, the board is fairly thick, so they're not too bad, but I noticed a lot of people using different types of tokens. There's even some people do like custom versions, or different companies do that. So that, I think this is reasonably cool. You get, for 40 bucks, you get 4 decks. So these are usually retailing for 10 each. Let's call it 10 for those, and the other stuff is free. I was a little disappointed. We just get a catalog essentially. I didn't read the outside of there, but yeah, pretty soon became clear that's a catalog. And this little pamphlet, which is really just a quick start guide. I would have expected a rule book. That would have been nice. You have to go online to download the PDF of the complete rules. As I have just noticed, they updated them in November. So there's version 1.1 with the latest rules and FAQ and so forth. So leave a note in the comments. Are you planning to pick this up? It seems to be out of stock everywhere. Retails for $39.99. I think they should have more stock in the new year. And is your local game store getting started with KeyForge tournaments? I'd be interested to know that as well. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button for more Magic the Gathering and KeyForge unboxings. Tap the notification bell to be notified as soon as new videos are released. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.